happy Thursday evening. It is May the 23rd, 2024, and it is time for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color. We appreciate all of you fine folks joining us from all over that have chimed in and let us know where you're watching from tonight. Do us a favor, if you are watching on Facebook, please hit the like button and hit the share button so that our broadcast shares on your page and everybody can know that not only are you a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, but it also gets our message out to an even larger audience. Hey, guys, we're glad you're joining us tonight. We got a great show in store for you tonight. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about things we don't even know we're going to talk about yet, but we're going to talk about them tonight. I promise you that. But we're going to have a good time tonight. Hopefully, you're going to be able to laugh a little bit tonight. Hopefully, you're going to be able to learn something tonight. I promise you this, you're going to hear the truth and nothing but the truth right here because you're tuned in to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And we're coming to you live tonight, ladies and gentlemen, from our studios in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama, live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it is legal and illegal for us to be on the airwaves. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and the great state of Baker County. And we got 2 that just chimed in, Clay McDaniel and Willanook Farms, coming live in Baker County, Georgia tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time right now for the truth and nothing but the truth. But I do warn you of this. If you are ultra sensitive in regards to political and social matters, and or you easily get your feelings hurt, and you do not subscribe to common sense, Judeo-Christian principalities, then you probably are watching the wrong show tonight. You might need to just go find you. I tell you what, why don't you see if you can pull up a rerun of today's Young and the Restless, and if you hadn't watched it in 12 years, you can still pick right up with where you left off 12 years ago. I promise you that. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, it's time for the truth and nothing but the truth right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And I'm excited tonight to announce that we have a brand new big screen sponsor that is
all right.
Big screen tonight. We are on the big screen live tonight, 107.1943217 and 1/16 inches in Enos's. We're live at Enos's.
Who's?
Enos's.
Enos.
E-N-O-S apostrophe.
Enos, like used to be on the Dukes of Hazzard. Enos. Enos has got a new place here.
Enos's.
Okay.
Eel skin.
Easy there, Martin. You better go easy on that one, Martin.
Enos's. Eel skin undergarments.
Woo!
Enos's. Electric girdles and men's trusses. Enos's. Earwaxing and decorating. Enos's. Earth removal and replacement technology training program.
Ditch digging. Was that ditch digging?
Ditch digging for everybody that didn't know. And Enos's. Eskimo ice houses and clothing apparel in Elba, Alabama.
Next time the river gets up, he'll be running for help. Can I get a couple of things out of the way? Hello, Goocher. Goocher has slid in from Albany, Georgia, and he also has on my page that he wanted to say, Floyd, you and Nadine, it was a wonderful supper last night.
That's good. He's fed me enough.
Well, I want to add to this. It's just wonderful that Miss Nadine is in the audience tonight, and she has invited me to come see y'all. So maybe I can join Goocher in saying how wonderful it was in the very near future. How's that?
Be fine. The doors is always open.
And we're glad to have our leader Our leader Marvin is back with us tonight. We are so proud to have him. And although, only thing I'll say, it's like Floyd has said many times, watch it now, back off, Marvin. He started into that introduction tonight and said, we're going to talk about a lot of great things. Right before I came to the house, I was sitting in the truck with Sam over there, they're painting a little bit of millet. And he said, what are y'all going to talk about tonight? Dr. Mobley was on the phone. Everybody, I said, we never know what we're going to talk about. But then Marvin kind of acts like we do know what we're going to talk about. But we, folks, we have no idea. None whatsoever. There is not a script. Uh, we like, if we were like Joe Biden, we'd have to have teleprompters. But I assure you, there is not a teleprompter in your house or in our house tonight. And we're just glad y'all have joined us. And one more little couple of little reminders, I'm gonna get out of the way, and y'all get loose with it. Memorial Day is a very serious time.
Thank you.
Memorial Day is not about all veterans. It's about those few, those many out of the many people who've been enlisted in services in this country for years and years and years, who gave the ultimate sacrifice, their life, for the freedoms we enjoy, like coming into your house and just showing you how 3 or 4 rednecks interact with each other when we don't get to sit down and visit like we would love to. And we got to thank COVID for putting this thing together, us getting together more here than we do in person because our schedules are our schedules. But those men and women who gave their lives are the reason we can do what we do. It's the reason you can be free in this country. And it should be taken that way. It's not just a day off, it's not just a holiday where you get paid not to go to work or go down and drink your cold beverages and barbecue and stuff like that. At some point in time, stop and give thanks and remember the ones who gave the sacrifice that we might be free today. That's one thing. One of the last Memorial Days we were on, if not the last one on TV, uh, the preacher Marvin's daughter, Sydney, came over and sang the national anthem. We did it under the big flag at Solomon Chevrolet. We had a retired general there. We had all sorts of folks there, and it was a very touching thing to hear them talk about what it meant to them, and it should mean that to all of us. And in these troubled times, Mondays, stop and think about what the holiday is all about. One more little item. I know you folks in Martha's Vineyard not watching, but if some of you uh, blue dog Democrats around Atlanta, Georgia, that are coming down our 4 lane here in 431, just because y'all are from the 8 or 9 counties that surround the great Atlanta, don't mean you can get in the left lane and drive that way from the time you cross the state line in Phoenix City to the time you get to the Florida coast. We don't do it that way. And please remember, we try to farm down here and grow y'all some food. So be patient when you see these tractors with 12-row planters folded up trying to get from one place to the next. Floyd?
Amen, brother. Charlie, I'm gonna get serious here a minute with y'all. You talking about the Memorial Day? I had thought about that. I had thought kind of about in including this in some of our oratory uh, tonight discussion tonight. Uh, I, every young person in this country should be required to watch Saving Private Ryan.
That
That's
good point.
Saving Private Ryan. And one of the most poignant scenes I've ever seen in a movie in my life, and I don't even know if I can tell you about it, is that mother standing in her kitchen looking out the window of their Kansas wheat farm across there and seeing a brown sedan traversing round the curves and coming up to her house. to tell her that 4 of her sons had been killed in action. She had 5 sons, and the plot of the movie is they're trying to go and retrieve the 5th son from the battlefield so he wouldn't get killed. But they're coming to tell her that 4 of her sons are dead. And she has her apron on, and she's looking out the window, and she sees the car coming. She can't make out what it is, but she sees the car coming. Dust flying, wheat everywhere, the wheat fields. And she goes and she opens the door. And when it gets to the scene where you can see the star on the door of the car, and it opens up, and about 3 gentlemen dressed in suits start walking up her little steps, her little walkway. She falls in the floor. She collapses. Her whole being has been destroyed at that moment because she knows what they're coming to tell her. But every young person in this country should be required to watch that show and understand that everything that you got right now, somebody sacrificed for you to have that. And even some of the old folks, I ain't just picking on the young folks, some of these old folks too that have maybe not understood exactly which side of their biscuit that's got the butter on it. But it's them people that went over there and fought and died to keep this country safe, to keep this country from being invaded and taken over. And a lot of that has been forgotten.
And Floyd,
And that's my message for tonight on that subject.
Good one too.
all of these people over the last 3 months that have been gathering on these college campuses and protesting, it's because those men and women gave their lives for the freedom of this country that they could even have the right to do that.
And
Yeah,
one reason
they are abusing their rights.
Yes,
That is a total abuse of privilege and of rights.
Yes.
But yet in the setting of the college campuses is the source of the problem.
Yes.
Education system in general, from kindergarten on through however many doctorate degrees you want to get, in all these schools, they have taken away from our history books what made this country great and what sacrifices were made. That's on the education system, period. And
Yep,
it needs to be turned around.
I agree. You're right on that wholeheartedly. But hey, on behalf of us, I want to go ahead and say it. We'll do it as we close it out today. Happy Memorial Day. But like Charlie said, it is more than just a day of celebration. It is a day of remembrance and honoring those who gave the supreme sacrifice to fight for this country and the freedoms that you and I enjoy. Hey, had it not been for them, I promise you, we would not be able to be on the air tonight. They would have already pulled us off. Hey, Charlie, do this for me. Tell them about Sawega Meat Company.
All right, let me say, Kenny, Steve, the whole crew out there, they got it going on. It's great meat that you can count on. You can go get quality food to feed your family with at Sawega Meats. And they got something new. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. I haven't, but I'm curious. Peanut flour is now available at Sawega Meats. Also, fresh pressed olive oil. And I believe that's from some farms maybe in Georgia. They got it going. They're selling local product. Whether you buy a whole side of beef or just a few sirloins or a few ribeyes, or maybe it's the fillets like Floyd and Nadine like, stop and give them a try. Great pan sausage, smoked sausage, great meat products that you know where they come from. And it's right there on Highway 27 between Blakely and between Colquitt. In fact, from the Dothan area, it might take you 35, 40 minutes to get there. And it's worth the chance of the drive over to check them out and see what they have. It's different. The meat looks a little different maybe than what you get in some grocery stores. It's farm-raised beef. It's great pork products. It's, as we just mentioned, couple new things you might want to try. Peanut flour. Never heard of it, but it's got to be good. That and olive oil at Sewigamy 27 between Colquitt and Blakely. You ever made any biscuits with peanut flour, Floyd?
Never have. I hadn't. That's a new one on it.
Yeah.
A recipe or two might be nice. We might look that up and see what you
You
can
know,
make.
when you do the swamp gravy, you add flour to that, don't you?
Don't put no flour in there. Put cornmeal in there. You use
Might
peanut
be
oil.
good
You
with
use
some
peanut
peanut flour.
oil. Mhm. Put a little
Peanut oil.
cornmeal in there. Won't do no
Yeah.
flour. That won't work.
Okay.
But it'll work in other things.
That was taken somewhere over in y'all's neighborhood. You know about it, Floyd?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
down from my house.
Marvin knows about it.
Okay. All right. Marvin, tell the story. You know it. I just brought
I
the
don't
picture.
know a lot about it. It was taken in front of the fishing reverend's house on South Branch. It was a monsoon, and I don't know if that's peanuts, corn, or cotton coming up out there. I can't tell. But the alligator was crawling across the field, I guess either getting out of South Branch or trying to get to South Branch. Well, that's a pretty good
It,
sized gator.
he's grown. He's a grown lizard, that's for sure. But here's what could be playing into this. Now, the fishing preacher should have gone out there and inspected the alligator to see if it had any bruises or cuts on it, like it'd been in a championship fight. Because May is the month around here they go into their mating season,
Whoa.
and your bigger alligators will run the smaller males out of the territory and make them go and look for another home. So that's probably what was going on with that. And he got caught in that monsoon Saturday morning.
Where'd you get that picture from, Marvin?
Charlie
Well,
said
it don't matter. Go ahead with this one now. I'm going to ask a question about it. Go ahead.
Well,
That's a
I'll go back to.
throwback Thursday right there. Oh, go ahead.
Well, that was anyway. Yeah,
Where'd you get that picture from, Marvin?
I got it from Charlie.
From who?
Me
Charlie Platt. You know him?
Oh, where'd you get it from, Charlie?
off Facebook.
Oh, okay. And the fishing reverend put that on there?
Yeah.
On there, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just trying to qualify it, is what I was trying to do.
Woo.
Okay. Yeah, go on to the wrestling man. Yeah, no.
Here's two famous guys right here. Seated with, I'm on the left. I'm not the famous one, but seated with me on the other side is a guy named Roy Lee Welch. His dad was Lester Welch, part of the Welch wrestling family. And his dad, Lester, was the creator and founder of Better Built Toolboxes in Pensacola, Florida. The guy with the hair that might have a little bit of peroxide in it, I'm not saying that he did, but could have a little bit of coloring to it, is 16-time world heavyweight champion Ric Flair, who's still out there hollering, screaming, and making some money doing it. But that goes back to 30 years ago.
Wow.
That was about 1983. That's
that
40, isn't it?
That's 40.
40, 41. Yeah.
Was that in Dothan?
That was in the Channel 4 studios in the big city of Webb, Alabama.
I remember it. Yep.
We had the famous folks coming to Webb every Saturday afternoon.
Yep. That's where Gene Reagan shot his live, wasn't it?
Right out the back door. That's right.
Yep. Yep. Hey, we wanted to give y'all a public service announcement for those of you that have been exposed to the view. You are now eligible for compensation. We are representing the legal firm that will be getting that information to you, that if you feel like you've been harmed in any way by being exposed to this ultra liberal television show and you're experiencing post-traumatic stress syndrome, please stay tuned to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show for more information on how to file your claim in a class action lawsuit.
That's the spokespersons, the 5 spokespersons for the Lume butt cream deodorant ad.
Yeah.
That was they were the ones that were they read the trial on them, and they said
they were the guinea pigs.
Yeah, they were the guinea pigs. If this stuff will work on them, it'll work on anybody. including Lizzo.
Floyd, tell them about the Peach Depot.
Oh man, great little
Oh,
place
man.
down there in Orange City, Georgia. Ain't no place like Orange City, Georgia. Great place. They got it right there on Highway 84. The Peach Depot been there a long time. Local family historic produce market. You got some good folks running that place in there. Local South Georgia grown crops. They're selling in there. They're marketing them in there. Peaches. They got peaches. Got peas. Got butter beans. They got cucumbers. They got whatever you want in a fresh produce line. The Peach Depot, right there in Iron City, Georgia, on Highway 84. You can't miss it. It's a big old depot, old timey Iron City depot that's been moved and put there in that place, and it's a fabulous place. Just go in there and just sit up there on the porch and look out there, look across all that, look at all that good fine produce they grow in there. Y'all go down there and see those fine folks down there at the Peach Depot in Iron City, Georgia. And they got some of the best boiled peanuts I've ever bought in my life right there.
And they got some most delicious peach ice cream.
Got the ice cream ready now. Good. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur of ice cream.
I can tell you.
You're a connoisseur of food, period.
Oh, hey, let me throw this one to you. I got several news items I want to throw up tonight, and let's see what we got.
Hey,
here.
we got Floyd and I got a question before you do that.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think you watched what we did last Thursday night. We missed you, but I don't think you comprehended exactly what we said in a message that our feelings may have been just a little bit hurt because we were not invited to the conclave that was going on, and we thought that would be kind of a missionary territory for us. And then the most important part about it, what did y'all have to eat out there? We were kind of curious about that.
We had 80 pounds of Boston butt, and they cleaned us out. There was over 100 men there, associational men's meeting. But listen, let's go back to why y'all wasn't there. Somebody had to do the show. We had to go on with the advertisers.
We were going to do it live from the conclave, man.
Wait a minute, and I'm confused too. I've got Marvin's always throwing numbers out at you. He's always throwing figures and facts. 100 men. No, what do you have? 80 men or 100? How many? 100 men.
100 men.
Right at 100 men there, and they went through 80 pounds of
80 pounds. Now listen to me, Charlie. That's 3/4 of a pound per man.
Yes,
they went through 80 just of barbecue.
Just barbecue.
What kind of side items?
Baked beans and potato salad and one other one, and then just a plethora of desserts. And
whoa. How many loaves of lightning bread did y'all have at that thing? Because if it was good barbecue, had the right amount of sauce on it, you had to have at least 2 to 3 pieces of bread per person to enjoy.
We probably went through 10 cases of that, but
okay.
Anyway,
bread come in a case. Good Lord, man, 10 cases.
Come on,
about loaves, Martin. Loaves. Do you ever go to the grocery store? Loaves of bread, not cases of it. You talking about pork and beans? 10 cases of pork and beans that y'all
probably. Yeah.
Probably. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, you hadn't helped our feelings you hadn't helped our feelings at all, but go ahead with your little news story.
But it was really, really good food, and it was not store-bought. It was hand-did barbecue. 80 pounds of Boston butt. Cleaned it out. I'm talking about there wasn't even a tablespoon left.
Not a sop. Not one sop left.
What was it, Floyd's never list? Was it about Baptist and Pentecostal preachers? What was it?
It's somebody eating for 2 or more Pentecostal or Baptist preachers to get together without eating food.
And you talking about 100 in attendance
100
eating.
I'm glad we wasn't there, man. We would have got admonished from one end to the other. Because just as sure I'd have got to talking about some man that whacked his Johnson off, they'd have escorted us out of there. Some man that whacked the Johnson off and go pretend to be a woman. They whoop, y'all got to go out of here. No, we can't have no talk
Bye.
like that around here.
Whew.
Speaking of
Get from here. Hey, get thee behind me, Satan.
speaking of
That's it,
liberal churches, there's a possibility the United Methodist Church is going to ban the Lord's Prayer.
Mhm.
That's good for them folks.
That's what they need to do. That's exactly what they need to do. What they want to just throw the Bible out. They just need to throw the Bible in the trash can. Man, just throw your Bible. You already done broke off way off of Scripture. So just throw your Bible away and y'all go in there and y'all do whatever you want to do. Have at it with one another. And carry on. And it takes money to fund organizations like that, churches like that.
And you know, one of the reasons why they're wanting to do away with it is because they want it more gender neutral.
Gender neutral, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
and everything in the Bible is gender neutral, ain't it? Yeah. They talk about that a lot, don't they? In the Bible. Talk about Scripture a lot,
I've never heard it mentioned in the Bible.
Never heard it mentioned in the Bible. It's man and woman.
Yep. God made man, God made woman.
Mm-hmm.
That was it, period.
He knew what he was doing.
And God is always referred to, and I know he's holy and he's God, but him and Jesus are always referred to in the male term.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. I get along with that.
I mean, I didn't write it. You
didn't write it. Me neither.
I mean,
I'm just reading it. Been there for a long time. They got it figured out, man. All these denominations, they've all been infiltrated. Some of them more than others, and they hit it. Hey, the water's circling in the toilet right now, and you can see it.
What gets me is if they do away with the Lord's Prayer, some of the Methodists that was the only reason they went to church was to recite.
The only reason they went to the Lord's Prayer and what was that other? The Apostles' Creed.
Apostles' Creed and
Lord's Prayer, Apostles' Creed, and let's go home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get that one a little bit right there.
I've heard that. You have too. You've heard it.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, let me throw one up here. I'm getting behind on our advertisers tonight. Y'all get me off on eating barbecue.
Oh man, I'm glad you threw that up there, man. Hey, I was in there last night. I went out there. Me and Nadine on Wednesday night. Our specialty is going out to TK's and picking us up a plate. We come back to the house. I go over and get us a plate. And we call in there, and I call her. She knows exactly what we want. Miss Haley knows exactly what we want. She said, "What you want? What you want, Floyd? You want your regular?" I said, "Yeah, I want my regular, but I changed up on it last night." And they have some of the best home fried potatoes that you ever seen in your life. Anyway, I changed up on it last night. We get us 2 of them catfish fillet, and normally we get us a double order of them home fried potatoes. And I changed up last night. I said, I want me a half order of home fried regular potatoes and a half order of fried sweet potatoes. And she said, we can handle that. Ain't no problem. So, and man, Nadine loves them fried sweet potatoes. And these is them kind of waffle cut fried sweet potatoes. And they are so good. Got out there last night and brought the plate back to the house. Some of the best catfish you ever eaten in your life. We get them catfish fillets. And the catfish fillets, I swear to God, big enough. Me and Nadine get us one plate and we can both eat off of it because we don't eat like we used to. But man, that's a good place to go. Out there, you can go out there and you can socialize with your friends. You can get back there. It's a great place to have any kind of get together that you want. So just a good place to go and relax and sit down. If you want to go in there and sit down and talk and visit with folks, they have some real good music out there from time to time. Some real good bands that play in there. Some folks that know what they're doing playing music, but they know what they're doing cooking food. I can tell you that. TK's Bar and Grill right there on 571 North Cuthbert Street, just like you're going out of Colquitt, Georgia, heading up to Damascus. Right as you get out of town, look over on your left and you'll see that building right there. Y'all go in there and you'll be treated right. I can guarantee you, TK's Bar and Grill, Colquitt, Georgia.
Hey guys, it's time for the trivia time here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, brought to us by our good friends at Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt. All your embroidery, t-shirt, tumblers, gifts, scented candles, and more. Visit them right there, 109 West College Street in Colquitt, or give Miss Vicky a call, 229-726-4825. That's the magic number. And the winner tonight will receive a logo, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show car tag. And there's one of our previous winners from a couple of weeks back. He got it in the mail and was proud of it and sent us a photograph to let us know that he was proud to display his Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show car tag, compliments of Southern Issy Fits on the Square in Colquitt. All right, here's our trivia question for tonight. I need your name and the correct answer texted to 229-254-5060. Here's your question. I need the year, make, and model of this automobile.
I didn't do too well on it either, I got to admit.
The year, the make, and the model of this automobile. It's a fine vehicle. Floyd, you reckon what one of those in immaculate condition would sell in Arizona at that Meckham auction?
I don't know what that thing is sell for, but I tell you what it sold for new. Sold for about $4,400 new.
Wow.
So that was pretty strong. But
that was big.
That thing, it had every kind of it had an extra large ashtray. It had the high speed rear view mirrors on it. It had the automatic antenna back there on it. It had everything that you wanted in an automobile if you had the money.
All right, we just had one come in real close on the year, but way off on the make. I had a 57 Cadillac. It is not a Cadillac. Real close on the year, though. Real close.
That's an automobile right there, y'all.
What year, make, and model is this automobile right here?
Floyd, what you reckon that thing is way out on the scales at the peanut mill?
Oh, man, that thing is probably 4,500, 5,000, 5,500 pounds probably.
Almost 3 tons.
Yeah, it weighed 3 hours. It was a barge. Now, if you run over somebody in a Yugo with that deal right there, guess who is going to survive?
All right.
In fact,
the year is correct. 1957. That is the correct year.
Yeah, give them that clue. Yeah.
That is correct. The year is correct on that. Let's see what we got here. Lee Scott said way before his time. I got a 57 Chevy, a 57 Pontiac, and 57 Cadillac, and none of those are correct. None of those are correct. The year is correct. It is a 1957 model. 1957 model.
That was still in the day where there was many car companies still building automobiles. Would that be a good clue, Floyd?
Good clue. Yeah, very good clue there. Yeah.
That's a ride right there. I'm going to give y'all another little clue. It had a steering wheel, self-winding clock built into it.
You mean the clock was in the steering wheel?
In the steering wheel, it was self-winding. You turn your steering wheel, and the clock would wind itself.
Of course, you didn't need to look at the clock too long and have a wreck.
You have a wreck trying to wind your clock.
All right, let's see here. Man, they coming in. All right, here we go. I got a 1958 Dodge. That is not correct. I got a 1957 Chevy 57 Dodge or a Studebaker. It ain't none of those. I got a 1957 Ford Galaxy. It is not right. I got a 4-lane. It is not right. A 57 Chrysler is not right. A Packard.
I love your trivia questions, Marvin. That's him.
Trey Bryan is the winner. It is a 1957 DeSoto convertible. Trey Bryan, none other than Mr. Trey Bryan, is the winner. Hey, we had a second one coming in right here, right behind Trey Bryan, another Baker County, and Mr. Chris Moore in Cheevertown, who just won re-election to the Baker County Commission Board. He come in a real close second there, but the winner is Mr. Trey Bryan from Baker County, Georgia, a 1957 DeSoto. And now Goocher comes in with a 57 DeSoto.
Gucci's dragging. He's dragging light.
Well, I got a
Goocher's
question. Where's the phone? Where's the phone number across the bottom where folks will know where to call anyway?
hold on. They know. Yeah.
There
Hey,
you
see,
go
Some
now.
of some of them were trying to get me. What's the number?
Mhm. Anyway, Charlie, just back off. Just let him go. Just back off. See, they don't have mine and your number to call us to complain. To us to call back from that. If you have a complaint
Call,
about not being able to hook on, there's your number to call,
call. That's right.
229-254-5060.
I
And
can
it's real.
can do this one right here now. I do have that one in the escrow right there.
We'll
He,
tell them where to go get the car tag. They up there in Patmos, Georgia. They'll come get it.
Yeah, either Trey, we'll get it to y'all. Either we'll mail it to you, or if you want to come pick it up, let me know. Text me and let me know which one you want. If you want me to mail it to you, send me your address. But Mr. Trey Bryan is the winner, and he wants to give it to his dad, none other than the world famous
World famous. Bill
Bill Bryan.
Bryan. I'll tell you a
now,
story about Bill Bryan. He used to he was from Baker County, had a 63 Chevrolet 327 with a 4-speed in it. And him and some of his friends were up in Albany one night. Now, they wasn't on Bill's car, they was on somebody else's car. Bill was over there riding in the bucket seat. And he was riding along in there, and they they were going down Slappy Boulevard, and Bill had a rifle. He had a rifle, had it stuck down between his legs down there. He was cat. Safety on, safety off. Cat. Safety on, safety off. About that time. Safety on, boom. Rifle went off and blew the hole and shot the brake line in two on the car, and they run through a red light like he got killed. Safety on, safety on. None other than that world famous Mr. Brant Sanders from Becker County, Georgia, told me that story. So, you people that live in Martha's Vineyard, you have no idea who Brant Sanders or Bill Bryan were, but you missed out on a lot by not knowing who they were.
There wasn't but one Brant Sanders,
There
was
wasn't but one Brant Sanders in the world. Wasn't but one.
Was he worried about too much?
He didn't worry, not as long as I knowed him. I knowed him since we was about 16, 17 years old. And from then until he died, but he died. He was pretty well on up in age when he passed. But
How long
he
did
left
he
the trail, man.
How long did he work up there at Seaboard Stockyard?
Oh man, forever. He worked up there forever. Yeah. He popped that whoop, and he'd whistle, and he'd holler, and he'd whistle, pow, 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 pow. Man, yeah, he was Allen Cobb's main man. He could keep it going. He was up there. He was protesting when we had the farmers over. You're here. You want to tell this story or not? He was protesting up there with us when we had the farmers strike up there in Atlanta. Where did we stay at down there? We're right south of Atlanta down there, some little old town down there. Anyway, we all congregated there. McDonough. That's where we all congregated at. Got us a game planned, for the next day, for the next morning. Colt woke up that next morning. We were going to drive all them tractors into Atlanta. We were going to shut Atlanta down. They were going to give us everything we wanted. They were going to give us equity and inclusiveness, which we got none of. But anyway, we was sure that they were going to do that. So we were going to drive all them tractors downtown. We were going to go to the Capitol, shut it down. Anyway, we was all there sipping around, imbibing the night before. We got up that next morning, the coldest day I'd ever seen in my life. It was 40 below zero. If it was 10, it was 40 below zero. We got on them old tractors, just could crank them up. Everybody jumping the old tractors off them old John Deere, and they wouldn't crank no how, And you had to spray easy. You could spray easy everywhere if anybody lit a match and blew the whole place up. But anyway, we went up there, we rode. And Brant was on like a 8700 Ford tractor. And you folks that's foreign back when I did. you'll know what an 8700 open station tractor was, just sitting up there. Cold. We went around all day. We went all around and made our little parade route and come on back to the campground there at McDonough. Anyway, old Brett said, he said, well, I tell you that I always heard, said, right before you freeze to death, said everything gets funny. He said everything wasn't funny. He said, but I sure was laughing. He said that's how close he come to freezing to death. He said he said I laughed a lot, but I didn't. No, he couldn't. He wasn't gonna freeze to death. Ain't no way. Brett Sanders was gonna freeze to death, not from the night before. I'm talking about.
And a
Dynamite
freeze.
King said Brad always called him Rattler. That's exactly right, Dynamite. That's what he called the old Rattler. Man, please. Y'all ought to know some of the folks we know. Go ahead with you.
Hey guys, we want to give a shout out to the Holstered 9 and Phillips Auto Parts in Colquitt, Georgia, our good friend and sponsor of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Phillips Auto Parts, all of your auto part needs, whether they're for your personal, whether they're for your farm, whether they're for your business. They got car washing supplies in there. They got gifts for ladies in there. They've got the rabbit pellet grills and the Floyd B. Lloyd rabbit pellets in all flavors to cook your meat with. And that's right there at Phillips Auto Parts. And then right next door is the Holstered 9, a world-class gun shop located right in Colquitt, Georgia. All of your ammo needs, all of your firearm needs, all of your hunting paraphernalia, all of the work that you need to have done by a gunsmith. They have a resident gunsmith on staff right there at the Holstered 9 and can do all your repair work. It's right there on Highway 27 in Colquitt, Georgia, just before you get to Badcock Home Furnishings. You can't miss it. There's two great big American flags out there, and they are located side by side. Phillips Auto Parts, the Holstered 9. Go by and see them. I promise you, you won't regret it. And hey, if you don't live near Colquitt, it is worth the drive to go to the Holstered 9 in Colquitt, Georgia.
Goocher said he still got a 4430 that went to Atlanta on that trip and is still running today.
I think that's the one that run over him.
Ooh.
He'd run over. Gooch had a tractor run over. He said the only thing it didn't run over was his head. Everything else run over. 4430. Gucci go way back. Gucci's tough. Now, Gucci jars the ground when he walks.
When he walks.
He jars.
He's been around, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
He's
speaking
a
of
ground
being
jawer.
Floyd, look at this picture right here in 1971, November the 11th. You'll see if you recognize any of these characters from Colquitt, Georgia.
I know most of them. I know we call them out there for the show. You throw them up there. I know most of them. But that one on the bottom left down there, that little short one right there with that strapping tie on, that, my friends, is the world famous Doodle Wales. Sidney Doodle Wales from Babcock, Georgia, who happens to be Marvin's grandfather.
One of a kind, wasn't he?
One of a kind. They wasn't but one. But all them other folks had them extinguished man that right next to him there. I know who he is whenever. Yeah, him and Miss Nellie Joe and then Smiley Grow and his wife. And I didn't know that man on the end. They said Will Tyner, former Miller County soil conservation. But I know all them on the back. That the old guy back there, the old gray-headed guy back there, that was my great uncle, Mr. Hunter Rawls, who started Farmers Fertilizer and Milling Company. And
right next to him is Bill England on the left.
On the left, Bill England, Billy Grimsley, James Moore, and who is this other one down here on the right? Who is that, Marvin?
Bobby Richardson Sr.
Bobby Richardson Sr. Mm-hmm. He was the forester. Yep. He was the man that sat in his fire tower out there and watched for forest fires with his binoculars. And he would direct folks, they'd call him, want to know if they could burn off a patch of ryegrass or something, and he'd say yes or no.
And notice this, they all went to an awards banquet in Pelham, Georgia for soil and water conservation. And look, every man there's got on a suit.
Got on suit tie. They ain't got the motor shorts on and the polo shirts and all that kind of stuff. They went somewhere to represent Miller County, Colquitt, Georgia. And that's how you represent it. When you went, so Miller County is a county full of class people. And I would wear a tie and a suit if Marvin would let me on Thursday nights. I would dress up more nicer than what I do. He said, no, said it'll make the rest of us look bad, so you don't need to do that, Floyd. But I
Well,
mean,
and two, you have kindly offered to preach a sermon in his absence at Flat Creek Baptist Church, and I've offered to be your assistant, and we have been every time, every
kneecap,
time. Yep,
kneecap.
yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Charlie, he called
He
me
don't
about.
want us out there, Charlie. He don't want it, man. Please, hey, son. He don't want us in. He don't want us in that honey hole out there, man.
Here's what he told me last week. He offered to preach for me because my voice was in a disarray and all discombobulated. And he said, and I told him, I said, well, we got Youth Sunday with a bunch of graduates and all that. And he said, well, that ain't my forte. I'm more of an Old Testament man.
You would have done a better job than he did because just 2 years in a hand running in a row, when he gets those kindergarten kids to come up and get the Bible and the little award, most of them shy away from going up there and even seeing him.
Scared of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scared them all.
I try to.
He does a good job out there.
He does.
Them folks are sold on him out there at Black Creek. I promise you, they wouldn't take nothing for him. And there's some good folks that go out there. So he must be delivering the message. I listen to him sometimes when I can pick him up. When he can come in on his internet deal there. But anyway,
He don't sugarcoat nothing. I'll give
but I
him
always
that.
get up and dress up me and Nadine, go out there and go to church, sit out there in the audience, and listen to him and support him. But I don't, and that's my failure. That's my loss.
Hey, I don't know if y'all can see this. Can y'all see that picture right there? Somebody just sent me that. Floyd, have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, I know who
What
sent
is
you the picture. I can go ahead and tell you who sent you the picture. I know exactly who sent you the picture.
I don't have a name on who sent it, but it was, if you've ever remembered, if you were around Donaldsonville, Georgia, you knew what Big Doc's was.
Yeah, I knew it before it was Big Doc's. I knew it when it was just Doc's, Dr. Sheffield service station. And Dr. Sheffield, he walked around with a straw hat on. He had a good looking straw hat on. He had a straw hat. And y'all remember when the orange juice used to come in the quart glass square, kind of square jugs, He'd get him a jug of that Tropicano. He'd pour it out, and he'd pour about half. He'd pour about half of that orange juice out, and he poured some kind of libation in the other half of it, put some ice in that. He'd walk around with that. He'd have that out there. He always called me, because I done business with it. He always called me. My nickname was Cream, if you will. He always called me Cream de Mint. And I don't know if some of y'all that's listening knows what Cream de Mint is. Some of y'all probably that go out there to Flat Creek Baptist Church probably don't know what Cream de Mint is. Anyway, it was a libation. That's what he always called me. Hey, Cream de Mint. I'd come pulling up on that Pepsi car. Me and Dynamite King and B.O.D.'s Mutant, folks like that, So, but anyway, it was interesting. But I was there before Big Doc was there, and Dynamite King was too. I know where the glass come from. I know where the mug come from. I've seen pictures of it before.
Ain't no telling what that thing's worth.
There ain't no telling what it's worth. It's not for sale though.
Yeah, you can't put a price on it.
Priceless.
Cannot put a price on it. Hey, Charlie, tell him about our good friend. I don't know if he's watching tonight. I hadn't heard him chime in.
Well, I have heard that Ricky Stenhouse has secured Billy Shingler as his lawyer to fight the $75,000 fine he received today from NASCAR from hitting Kyle Busch at Sunday's race. He's got the right man for the job, is all I'm gonna say. If you need legal assistance, whether it be a will, whether it be probating a will, whether it be divorce, or even if you got in trouble with a law somehow, call our friend Billy Shingler at Shingler Law in Donaldsonville, Georgia, 229-524-1225. He will fight for you, and that's what you want. You want a lawyer that will throw it all out there and fight for you. Billy Shingler's the man. Shingler Law, Donaldsonville, Georgia.
And what did Squeezle say that Shingler Law translates to in the original language? Not guilty.
Not guilty. That's right.
Look right up there at the top right, Floyd.
I see him. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He been out there. Yeah, he bona fide.
He was a member of the country club.
He's a member of it, and he lives on the country club now.
Oh,
That's all he does, play golf every day.
Yeah, I forgot about
It's
that.
amazing.
Forgot about that, man. Oh, man. Lord have I like unique things like that. What do you call them? Eclectic. You
Yeah,
know,
eclectic.
Big Doc, how long's Big Doc's been closed?
Oh my, I don't know, man. 40
30
years,
years.
40 something years, probably. Yeah, at least. They're all gone, man. Everything gone. All that
Mm.
wiped out. Man, you can't relive the past. You got to catch up. You got to move on, man. You got to start holding on another road. You done hold that road.
That was right, but now in the early 70s, it was rocking, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, in the 70s, yeah, in the 70s, yeah, it was rolling on pretty good. But I was there in the 60s. I've been cruising through that. Yeah, I go on back.
Your name was Cream de Mint.
Just cream.
No, but he
But Doc
called
Sheffield called me cream de mint.
cream.
Called me cream de mint.
Do they still make Cream de Mint?
Yeah, they make it, man. Yeah, it's a liqueur.
Oh, okay. Hey, got somebody
You,
joining us from Napier Field. Hello, Kim. Welcome.
Where's
Glad to have
Napier Field? That's over in Dothan, Alabama, north of
you
Dothan. That's where
behind
the airport,
Solomon
ain't it?
Chevrolet over there. Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
don't you turn right there at Solomon Chevrolet, Charlie?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Grimes, Alabama.
Grimes.
Napier Field.
I sung one time at the Grimes Gospel Lighthouse years ago, little old bitty building, and we
Yep.
sung at the Grimes Gospel Lighthouse.
Well, y'all sung that?
Yeah, in Grimes, Alabama.
How many folks was at the same?
It was 30 or 40, maybe 50.
You know, that's what they used to call it. That's what we used to call it over here. We call it a sang.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a
Wasn't a
sang.
sing, it was a
It
sign.
was a sing. Wasn't no concert. It wasn't no. It was a sang.
yeah, sang.
It was a sang.
Yeah, that's what I know right where Napier Field is.
And you know, it's amazing how sometimes folks don't want to. They don't want to remember the past. They don't want to talk about the past. They don't want to. They think they're gonna be revealing something that's gonna embarrass them or do something. You know, man. Hey, it is what it is. You know, you better let it go. You better talk about it. You know,
Hey,
hold it in.
you can't. I understand we can't change the past, but we learn from the past, and you
Mm-hmm.
still got to what am I looking for here about the past? We learn from the past. We don't get caught up in the past, but if the past is important
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
remember it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
R.J. Shiver said there was some good truck pulls at Big Doc's.
Well, that was a different kind of truck pull. That's where you back two trucks up to one another, get you a log chain, and hook them together. Whichever one can pull the other one, you know, that's the winner.
So it wasn't like the modern day truck pull.
No, it ain't no modern day at all. There was some fellow pulled up there one day at Big Dog. He had an El Camino.
Ooh,
He wasn't from around here. He had an El Camino, and and Ronnie Smith had a Chevrolet 4-wheel drive that had like a 454 engine in it with the exhaust pipe sticking up out of the hood like that with big old tires on it. And that man had been drinking that pulled up there. And he was talking about how bad his truck was, that El Camino, if you will. Anyway, and Roddy Smith didn't really want to do it, but he was laughing all the time, you know, while he was doing it. Anyway, they backed up there, and that man hooked that little El Camino up to Smith's big old 454 Chevrolet engine with exhaust pipes, 8 of them sticking up through the hood, like that, you know. You could get up there under a pecan tree and crank it up and shake all the pecans off the tree. Smith played with him. He toyed with him. You know how you'll toy with a big old bass or something. You know, you play. He played him a little bit more. He had a clutch in it. It had a 4-speed with a clutch in it. He pushed his clutch down. That man with the El Camino, where he dragged him back. You know. And anyway, Smith hit the brakes a little bit, and then finally had enough. He'd had enough. You done played with him enough. He got that man, and he got to slinging him around that parking lot with that truck. He had like he was like, what is that? Pop the whip. That's what we used to do, you know, when it was all when you line up, pop the whip. Man, he got that he got to slinging him around there in circles. I'm talking about. Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then when he cut that man loose, we ain't seen him since he left there. But you know, some folks get to drinking and they think they can whoop everybody there. And that man I didn't know who he was. Nobody knew who he was. He just come up from nowhere. But he sure did. He whooped him
You didn't
around.
ever see that El Camino again.
We
No.
just seen him again. He left there. His tires was wore out, but he left. He had hit his brakes. He was sliding his brakes, and the smoke coming off his tires. He was flying around so much. Good Lord. That's
Hey,
just one thing that happened down
our
there.
good
I don't know what else.
buddy,
I didn't go out there much.
KWG Plumbing LLC, none other than Mr. Kenneth Wayne Garney himself. He is Alabama licensed, he is Georgia licensed, and he will serve your needs, whether they're new construction, existing construction, whether it's industrial, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial, whatever it might be. One call does it all. KWG Plumbing LLC, Kenneth Wayne Garney, Alabama or Georgia, 229-220-6694 is the magic number to call. And Floyd, remind them of what his motto is.
His motto is, if you ain't flowing, he'll get you going.
And that is him. And we are joined on the phone tonight with none other than Mr. Wayne Garney. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yes, sir. Doing loud and clear. We at the boat ramp in Columbia. Just got the boat back on the trailer.
Just got back on the trailer. Well, hey, listen, we heard that the fish fry at the Colquitt Freewheel was a huge success. I heard y'all was sold out before lunch.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all sharing that. Yes, sir. Within the first hour we were sold out. I was thinking of 100 plates. In the back of my mind, I said 200, and we ended up with about 225, 235 plates.
Wow, man, that is great. And y'all raised a bunch of money, I heard, for the kids and the youth and VBS and all that. And that is wonderful, man. We're glad that happened. Well, I'm showing some pictures right here. I got one of a couple of pictures. Looks like the Columbia Dam on the river here, of you on the boat. Water's actually looking pretty good.
Well, that's the dam in Fort Gaines. We put in Columbia and rode all the way to Fort Gaines today, and then fished on the way back down.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, that's Lake Eufaula is just on the other side of that brick wall in that hill.
I got you. And then I got some pictures here. Looks like y'all plumbing a new house. Is that correct?
Yeah, we over in Blue Springs, Alabama, in Charlie's neck of the woods over there, putting in a new house right beside Blue Springs State Park.
Well, that's what I'm showing up here now. Look, boys, y'all look at Blue Springs. I've been there before. I've never been to the Springs. I've been to all around it, sung at several churches up in that area, but I've never seen the Springs until I got that picture from you today. That is absolutely beautiful. Now, tell me about this Tesla automobile you got here.
Yeah, man, they don't mess around and come down from Martha's Vineyard over there in Blakely. And I tried my best to run them out of town. You know, them folks driving around them electric vehicles, you know who they voting for, hands down. Even if they might not even vote. Man, gas power or diesel power, you know.
I'm with you, brother. I am with you on that.
His money's green, so I have to take it. You know, he's one of my customers. I don't approve of what he's driving, but he got more than I got driving one of them. I can say that.
Well, let me ask you this. Did y'all have any luck today, or were y'all just out joyriding?
Joyriding is one of my crew members' birthday, so I just treated him to an afternoon after work on the river, and we just doing a afternoon cruise, and we caught a few butter beans, nothing to write home about.
I got you. Brother, we appreciate you joining us. Any words of wisdom before you leave us tonight?
Yes, sir. It's going to be short and sweet and to the point. Just when people talk about you, make sure they say you're a good person to have a heart of gold, not a heart after gold, but a heart made of gold.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good night.
God bless you, brother. Y'all be careful coming home. We appreciate you. Yes, Kenneth Wayne Garney, KWG Plumbing, our sponsor. Floyd, tell them about Miss Ziggy B, if you will.
Man, I can't talk enough. I can't say enough good things about it. We're so blessed to have a fresh seafood market here in Colquitt, Georgia, right here in Colquitt, Georgia, right over there on West Main Street, right by that big old Ford dealership over there, right behind the Hardee's restaurant. You can't miss it. You go by there, you'll see the big sign, and you walk in that door, and you're going to be treated with respect, and you're going to be, all your questions are going to be answered. If you got any question about seafood, you just ask them, and they'll answer your question, and it'll be 100% the truth. But they got some fine seafood. Went in there tonight and got my shrimp. Brought them home. Me and Miss Nadine, we eat them, fried them up good in some olive oil, fried them up, made us some of that yellow rice with some onions and peppers in there. And get you a bottle of that elderberry syrup. I call it elixir. But Queasel, he testifies on that stuff, talking about how good it is, how it affects you and all, and it works on all your systems of your body there to improve all of your functions. Y'all just go by there, Ziggy B's, you can't miss them. Right there on West Main Street, Carpet, Georgia, some of the finest, freshest seafood you'll ever have anywhere in your life. Check them out. You won't go wrong.
Hey guys, y'all know who Berry Hill Auctioneers is. You've heard them for the last 4 years. You've heard about them right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Our friend, our confidant, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of Floyd's lists of impossibilities and a whole lot more. None other than the world famous Mr. T.C. Berry Hill, proprietor in general of Berry Hill Auctioneers. www.berryhillauctioneers.com. Go to their website, see where they're at, see what they're doing. If you need automobile parts or you're in that type of business, go check out their website and give TC a call. He's our friend and our confidant, TC Berry Hill Auctioneers.
Good man, good honest man, got a good business going. He is on top of his game. Got a big auction coming up a couple of weeks up in Studevant, Wisconsin. You know, we used to go there and do them things on site. Where you had the auctioneer and you ring men, your clerks and everybody, and all the people in the audience sitting out there selling them motors one at a time, selling them rear ends one at a time, transmissions one at a time. He's got a whole new deal. It's all online. And I think that's the future of the auction industry is online auctions. People can sit right there at their home or their office or on their cell phone or whatever they are, and they can bid on that equipment. They bid on those engines. They bid on those tractors, whatever they selling, and you can bid on it without ever leaving the comfort of your home or your office, without ever having to get on an airplane and go somewhere. But TC's got a good business. He's a good, honest man. He has developed a great business. TC Berry Hill Auctioneer. And he sponsors Floyd's list of impossibilities. Now, y'all know what an impossibility is. That means ain't no way it can happen. It cannot happen. An impossibility. You look it up in your dictionary. Some of you up there in Martha's Vineyard that don't know what an impossibility is, won't y'all look it up and then you'll know. And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to just give you some examples of some impossibilities tonight. An impossibility that a Democrat politician, all of them, a Democrat elected politician has an immoral, anti-American, terrorist-loving, Christian and Jew-hating, corrupt, unprincipled, unethical, or cutthroat line, a line that they will not cross. Y'all get that? Did y'all understand what I'm saying? They'll cross the line. That means nothing. It means nothing to them to cross the line. All right, let's go ahead with this. An impossibility that Joe Biden can speak 10 words without telling a lie. An impossibility that any job in America is more demeaning than changing Joe Biden's Depends diaper after his bowel evacuation. An impossibility that Jill Biden has ever changed one of Joe's diapers after a bowel evacuation. Am I making myself clear?
Very.
Do I need to slow down, folks up there at Martha's Vineyard? I'm going to slow down a little bit there. And the impossibility that Nancy Pelosi will ever attend a Jimmy Swaggart crusade. And the impossibility that Snoop Dogg, Willie Nelson, and Hunter Biden combined has smoked more weed than Kamala Harris. Y'all tune in. Y'all come on now. This may be the one that takes us off right here.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It's a good one. But nothing but the truth. An impossibility. Hold on just a second. An impossibility that Kamala Harris's husband, Hoft, has seen Kamala Harris naked more times than her married ex-boyfriend, Willie Brown.
Whoo!
Don't understand that? Here we go. Impossibility that Attorney General Merrick Garland, I don't know who he is. He's that little rat-looking guy with his little doopy hairdo there, with his little poofy deal right there in the front with his little glasses on. Attorney General of the United States of America, Merrick Garland. Impossibility that Attorney General Merrick Garland cares more about a controlled border, law and order, and renegade judges than he does about the concert ticket price of a Taylor Swift concert. Y'all see that today where they're having all this big stuff? They're going to stop all that. They're going to stop all that. It's just destroying America, the concert ticket price. I don't care if Taylor Swift concert tickets go to $5,000 or $2 per ticket. Means nothing. I'm not going to pay $2 or $5,000 to go see Taylor Swift. But that's what Merrick Garland is concerned about. He's ripping people off for that. And another one is it's an impossibility that Joe Biden can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his defense. I'm done.
Oh,
I got a correction before we go into the weather from Goocher. That was a 4230 John Deere tractor, which I was kind of questioning that 4430 myself. It's a 4230, and it ran over everything but his arms and legs, is what he said here.
Oh, it run over his head? I thought he said it run over everything but his head.
It said it ran over everything but my arms and legs.
Well, his arms and legs is the only thing giving him any problem now. He thinks his head is clear. He can think.
Sympathy pain. Folks, we are here, and it is, let's just say, summertime. Summertime. It's here. Some folks are given chances of rain. Actually had a few little showers this afternoon to the south and east of Dothan. We're looking at highs back up, going to be up in the 90s. Good weekend, hot weekend. Remember what Memorial Day is all about. Got some chances of rain, even a chance of rain Saturday. It's not showing here, about a 30% chance of some scattered showers. We need to keep getting some timely rain because putting these crops in the ground, and they need water to get up and get going. Even though we had all that rain last week, it's about gone. It's about time for another shower or two. But that's your weather. Compliments of our friends at Kelly Crop Insurance in Colquitt, Georgia. Now, Memorial Day is Monday. They're already running down US 431, 231, 331, and they do not want to get down there and not be some sand to go in their butt, where they could use Floyd's Lumi to get it out, I guess. I don't know. Memorial Day is about the people who gave their life for the freedoms we enjoy in this country and still enjoy, and hopefully will always be able to enjoy. They gave their life. Remember that. It's not just another day off. It's a special day to be remembered, Memorial Day. We appreciate y'all watching. Pray for this nation. I'd love to see how many folks, Uncle Joe could have brought to the Bronx tonight, but Trump hit a whole home run in a state where he's supposed to be hated. Isn't that something amazing? Floyd?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Charlie. The only way Joe Biden could have brought a crowd like that to the Bronx would be giving out free weed, and he'd have had him a crowd. But he couldn't have been able to speak over about 5 minutes before they'd had to put the hook on him to get him out of there. But ladies and gentlemen, just like to thank y'all again for watching us tonight. We've been with y'all, had a good time talking to y'all. Hope y'all understand what we're doing. All we do, we're having a conversation with one another. That's all we're doing. It's three rednecks tonight. Most of the time, it's four rednecks having a conversation, discussing current events, discussing. It's the way we feel. This is how we feel. If you don't like it, don't turn us in. Do you understand? Go watch The View. Go watch reruns of The View. Don't tune us in. Because I'm gonna tell you where we're coming from. We're coming from real America. We're coming from people who love America and who do not want to hurt nobody or harm nobody or cause nobody not to vote. We real Americans is what we are, and we proud of it. And if you can't deal with that, I'm sorry. No, I ain't. I ain't sorry. That's your problem. That ain't our problem. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna leave you with this. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Don't ever, ever go anywhere without your Second Amendment rights. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Be vigilant of your surroundings. I'm gonna give you an example of what I saw. Me and Nadine, what we saw this afternoon. We went to the drugstore. We was coming back. Marvin, you know long after where the library and where the New Life Learning Center and all. They was probably about a 14 or 15-year-old girl, and she was walking by herself on the sidewalk. And it was about 6:30, and she had that thing right there stuck in her face. She had it stuck in her face, and she's walking on the side. She was oblivious to anything going on around her. Oblivious. Somebody could have walked up behind, a car could have pulled up there and stopped right quick and got her in the car, and she would never have been seen again. Mamas and daddies, if you got young ones or grandyoungers, and they all have a cell phone, I'm not going to say if they have a cell phone, tell them to put that stupid thing down while they are walking or while they are around other people. Put that stupid thing down. You got plenty of time to catch up on all of that stuff that's in that cell phone. But she was walking. She had that cell phone stuck to her head just like that, and she was walking. She had no idea what was going on around her. And me, with my preaching I do about be vigilant of your surroundings, you can't be vigilant of your surroundings when you got that thing stuck in your face. You have no idea what's going on around you. Put that thing down, put it in your pocket, and pay attention to what you do. And tonight, when you lay down and go to sleep, start thanking God Almighty above, the creator of heaven and earth, and everything is in the sky, everything is on earth, and everything that's in the sea. He created it all. You start giving him thanks for what he's done for you today, and you'll go to sleep, and you'll still be thanking him. Good night, y'all.
Hey, guys, I want to remind you Monday is Memorial Day. Remember and honor those who gave the supreme sacrifice. Monday at 11 a.m., there will be a Memorial Day gathering on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. I think that they have one in Donaldsonville. Many of the communities that you live in, if they have a Memorial Day service, go and pay your respects to those who gave the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice, fighting for our freedoms here in this great United States of America that we live in. Guys, y'all know we love you. We appreciate all of you joining us tonight from all over the world, all over the United States. We appreciate you. We thank you for taking the time to join us. We thank all of our sponsors, all of our host of sponsors. We give a great appreciation to them. Stop in and see them. Tell them you heard about them on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and tell them thank you for advertising to keep our show on the air. Go buy something from them and just let them know that you're a fan of the Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Sunday's coming. If you're able to go to church, worship the Lord, give him his due. Our scripture this week says, may God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. We love you, Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise. You know we're going to be right back here next week, same place, same time, for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until then, keep your head up, keep trusting the Lord, keep doing good things, keep loving people. and keep on keeping on. But no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter who you're around, always be
Be particular.
good
Good
night,
night,
y'all.
y'all.
Good night.